Holidays are over. Now we're left with the aftermath of the holiday season. We have decorations to pack up, we've got finances to recover, and a bunch of other things to just get taken care of to wrap up the holiday season. So, today I'm going to talk about 3 helpful topics that I hope will set me up for an easier holiday season next year. And some of these tips might help you. I hope you can take something away from some of these ideas. So, the first thing I want to talk about is holiday decorations. When I'm taking everything down, I've discovered it's the perfect time to sort through what I have and decide what stays. And then I want to get everything neatly stored away. So, here's my process. First, I'm going to start with decluttering. So, I'm going to declutter everything or I'm going to go through, I guess, and categorize everything that I used to decorate my house this year and anything that just kind of got left in the boxes and not used. So every time I pick up an item, I'm going to ask myself, did I use it or do I love it and I have a future use for it? If it's broken, outdated, or I just can't seem to use it every year, this year, last year, year before, it's probably time to donate it, recycle it, or just get rid of it. You could also set up a container to start storing a donation type situation for your kids when they move into their first place in their first holiday season. Instead of going out and spending a lot of money on decorations, they can have maybe some that are really, really sentimental and meaningful to them to use on their first tree. So after I have the declutter process and sorting process all complete, I get everything prepared for storage. I suggest using clear bins and labeling them. It'll be really easy year after year if you have a dedicated bin or container for your ornaments, lights, stockings. My daughters have a lot of nutcrackers, so we have a nutcracker container. Boy, I'm struggling here. Anyway, another option that you can do besides labeling a bin with ornament and one with lights and one with stockings is to label them by room. If you use specific decorations in the family room, put everything in that bin and mark it family room. If you have something special that goes in the dining room, you could do a bin for the dining room. Also, if you have delicate ornaments, you may want to invest in the special ornament storage so that nothing gets damaged. I've added some links to some Amazon items. They will be in the description. And yes, I do get a small commission if you use any of these links to purchase any items. There will be a few down there. I'm showing just a handful here. There's an underbed storage for your gift wrap, special storage for wreaths. This is the kind of thing that, you're going to make a small investment in, but you can use it year after year, and it definitely will make life easier. So once you have everything packed up and labeled, my suggestion to store your items is to pack the containers in reverse order of what you decorate first. If the tree goes up last, put those containers on the bottom. Or if the family room is decorated last, that container goes on the bottom. And also, again, as I mentioned, don't forget to have a container for your wrapping paper, gift pegs, ribbons, bows. And it sounded like I said gift pegs, but anyway, gift bags and all the extra stuff that just would get in the way of your life during the year. Okay, now that we've got all the decorations handled, put away, let's talk about something that will make your life, and it's going to make my life so much easier next holiday season, and that's starting a holiday planner if you haven't gotten one together already. It helps you with no more last-minute scrambling or forgetting gifts or missing out on the fun traditions that you might have thought of and you want to get documented so you don't forget about them. So the first step, and again, I'm stumbling here, my apologies, is to get a notebook or your favorite digital planner. You don't have to have anything fancy, just a space to jot things down. I'm an analog lover. I love to write things down. Later on in the future, I'm going to show all of my notebooks and what they're for. So I personally, for Christmas purposes or holiday purposes, and even Yule purposes, I like to use a journal from Archer and Olive. The one that's pictured in this presentation is still available. I have a link in the description for the Christmas planners or Christmas style planners, no affiliation. They're just blank journals. There's no um, holiday planner information in there. It's just a blank notebook for you to write things, but it's got a cute winter theme on the front with the evergreen trees and foxes. I do have no affiliation with Archer and Olive. It's just a company that I like. The paper is a really good quality and you could use it year after year and keep a history of what you had going on every holiday, and they hold up well. It's a nice place to keep a collection of holidays, thoughts, ideas, and memories. Sometimes a company called Happy Planner, if you're familiar with them, will have a holiday planner. I think it comes out in their winter release, and that is more guided. And then also, I believe this year, Kell of a Plan. You may not be familiar with that company, so I will put links to both the Happy Planner and Kell of a Plan in the description so you can check out those websites. No affiliation with these companies, just companies that I'm very fond of. You don't need anything fancy to do this. You don't need to spend money. Just any plain notebook will do. And if you're a digital person, I'm sure you'll know of a good digital app to use. So once I start with my journal, I usually write a reflection of the previous season while it's fresh in my mind. I'm going to list out what I loved about the holiday and what I'd like to change. Did I overschedule myself? Did I miss a gift? Do I wish that I started shopping earlier? Just write down how you felt and anything that you were like, oh, that didn't feel great. I usually start with a page titled Holiday Reflections with 3 sections titled, one section is a special memory. Then I write about any stressful moments, and then I write down any recipes that I want to locate, because sometimes you go to potlucks at work or a friend's house, or there's a great cookie recipe, and you may want to recreate that recipe. So I just make a note. For instance, I had a coworker who made pumpkin butter meatballs, and they were so good. I just have to get that recipe. After, I do my reflection, I start to make a rough plan for next year in the holiday journal. I use it to list out ideas for gifts, menu plans, any traditions, any big events I want to host. Even just having a list of go-to gift ideas saves a ton of stress when the holidays roll around. I like to list an idea if someone mentions something they need or want throughout the year. For instance, my oldest daughter mentioned that she needs more servingware and a cake stand. She hosts a lot of events at her house because she has a really big kitchen and a nice open floor plan, so it just is very conducive to holiday or any type of entertaining. That mentioned by her went on my gift list in my holiday planner. So if I see something, I can just grab it for her, and I know I got something that she wants. I also keep a little bit of decorating ideas in my journal. So if I'm scrolling Pinterest or leafing through a magazine and I see something, I can print out the Pinterest item or cut out the magazine picture and just glue that image in my holiday planning journal. And it's nice to look back over the years, different things that we noted. So this year, my family plans to get together in the first part of November and have a family meeting so that we can make plans for what we want to do in December. As my oldest daughter says, she likes December to be magical, and she doesn't like when she's overscheduled and she just doesn't have time to have a cookie baking night or a holiday movie night. So we've decided it is time for us to get together, sync everybody's plans, and make these things that we want to do a part of our calendars. Do we want to go ice skating? We have a famous brewery in our area that puts up a light show. Do we want to book some time to make sure we hit that? It's really helpful to have this journal when I go to this family meeting, because over the, from January to November, great ideas of events pop in my head, or an event caught my attention or something happened the previous year and I'm like, oh, I want to find out when that will be the following year because that's something that I want to attend, we can get it all down out of my head or out of our heads. And it's just so nice to have it on paper and ready to go and not just floating around there with a million of other things that are in our heads. The third thing I want to talk about that has been helpful for me is starting a holiday sinking fund. And I am doing that this year. It will really help me go into the following year debt free. So let's talk about money. We know holidays can be expensive, but a little planning now can make the next holiday season a lot less stressful. And again, you could possibly go into the new year with no debt. The first step you want to do is take a look at your holiday budget. So look at what you spent this past holiday season on gifts, food, travel. Think about decorations that you purchased, any clothes, new clothes that you purchased, services you might have used, such as photographers, if you got a family photo taken, any postage for holiday cards. If you don't track your expenses, go ahead and review credit card or bank statements and get a ballpark number of what you spent. If that's the number you want to spend again, then you're there. If you have a budget idea, if you're thinking, oh, I spent $2,500 and this year I only want to spend $1,000, get that number locked in either by your previous spending or what your plan is. Once you have your number in mind based on your budget, you're going to do a little math to get your sinking fund number set up. For me personally, I want to spend $1,500 on the holidays. So that is the amount that I have to break down. So I'm going to break it down monthly and save that amount each month. Since my goal is to have $1,500 for holiday spending, I'm going to divide $1,500 by 12 to determine my monthly savings goal. Based on these numbers, I need to save $125 per month to meet my holiday budget goal. However, I want to have this money saved and ready to spend by Black Friday. So I'm going to use 11 as my number to divide my $1,500 by, which means I need to save $136.36 every month to have $1,500 by Black Friday. So I'm going to go ahead and round this up to 137 just to make it easier. So that at the end of November, I will have $1,507 for my holiday spending. I have heard of people who like to include their Thanksgiving budget amount in their holiday budget. So just add this amount to what you plan to spend for Thanksgiving. Add the two amounts, your Thanksgiving spend and your holiday spend together, and divide it by 11 or 12 to start donating money to your monthly savings. The next thing you want to do now that you know your amount, so my amount is $137, I'm going to set up a sinking fund. It's a holiday sinking fund. A sinking fund is just a special stash of money that you set aside little by little for something you know you will need to pay for in the future. There are a couple ways you can do this. You can open a separate savings account at your bank or credit union, or use an envelope system to stash cash for the holiday. I'm a cash envelope budgeter, so I put the cash in my envelope that is labeled and prepared for the holidays. Since I'm contributing to the envelope each month, if I see a gift that I want to purchase for a friend or family member, I just use the cash in my holiday envelope and make a note of what I used, document the purchase on my expense tracker and in my holiday journal, and then it's accounted for. So that's easy way to do it. So you're thinking, well, what if I don't have that cash with me? That's fine. If you don't have the cash with you, swipe your card and just take the cash out and deposit it in the bank to make up for that swipe. Let me know in the comments if you use a cash envelope system for your budget. Okay, let me do that over. Take two. Let me know in the comments if you use a cash envelope system for your budget. And that's it. All my stumbling. 3 easy ways to get ahead for next holiday season. Declutter and organize your decorations, start a holiday planner, and set up a sinking fund so your wallet isn't begging for mercy next December. At this point, you might be thinking, wait a minute, you're the suburban crone. I was expecting some witchy content. Well, never fear, my future videos will include a little bit of magic and some traditions and practices that I use. While this video is about the Christmas holiday, I do have a small Yule celebration every year. Coming soon in a future video, I will put a link to my free winter solstice candlelight breakfast planning guide. I have a winter solstice breakfast every year, and it's pretty special with my family. A lot of goal setting and reflecting and just some merriment. Not all of my friends are like me, so I embrace Christmas traditions too. My goal was to make this content about the holiday season in general, not mentioning Christmas too often because I know others celebrate different holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. There's a lot of pagan traditions that are celebrated. I'm just hoping these holiday reset ideas will resonate with all the celebrations that include decorations, spending, any type of storage of those decorations, buying gifts, and that sort of thing. And the real issue with this video, you also might be thinking, why is this just now being published? Shouldn't have been published in January? Well, you'd be thinking, right, that was my intention. But this is my first published content on YouTube. And to be honest, I have been paralyzed with fear, overthinking, self-sabotage, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, all those things just nagging at me. And just about any other thing you can imagine, really. I just couldn't push the publish button. But then one day I was listening to one of my favorite YouTubers, Modern Millie, and I heard a quote from her: "Messy action is better than no action." And it really resonated with me. I'm never going to be perfect. And what I have to say, nobody may ever listen to. But I'm here and I'm going to try. And I know I have a lot to learn, but I want to start somewhere. And I hope someone might find what I have to say helpful. I hope you like this, and if you did, subscribe, because as you can see, I am starting organically, and I'm not telling very many people about this little YouTube venture. So I only have one subscriber so far. So feel free to help me out. Use the Amazon affiliate links if you're so drawn to do that. And please be kind. Thank you. Take care. See you soon.